One says up, only friends. Next says this is how it ends. Someone's calling the top, someone's buying the dip, someone's typing a thread as their last relationship slips. Scroll with me through the fear and ecstasy, where a charting crayon gets 1,000 hearts for free. You'll see every hot take, every plea. I was right in 23. Trust the vibe, ignore the spreadsheet. If you want to gauge if hope or panic's in command, if they're building castles or just castles in the sand, want to test if we're all early or just fantasy, slow with me. Is it signal? Is it noise? Are we traitors? Are we toys? Every candle, every coin is a cult you can join. Scroll with me, let the chaos be our key. Read the mood like it's a map to some great mystery. You'll see faith and doubt in harmony. I'm all into, I'm set free.
In one day, in one same tweet.
If you want to know if folks are brave or out of time, if they're quietly convicted or have simply lost their minds, then my friend, you found the perfect place to start this stream. So scroll with me.
Ba-ba-bum. Dude, shout out to Reed in the chat for letting me know that I had my microphone switched to the wrong setting and there was no audio, so you didn't hear the beginning of the song. But shout out to Reed and G Scroll to all who celebrate. My name is Dude Lifts. It is Thursday, June 18th. June 18th, if you will, if you would indulge me. And today, we're going to scroll the timeline. We're going to do what we always do. You know what I mean? There's no guesswork here. There's no question of what we're doing. But why are we here? Even better question. We're here to figure out if we're up good or down bad. We're here to discern the vibes. We're here to kind of take that daily pulse check on crypto Twitter or AI Twitter or just Twitter more broadly, whatever you want to call it, to make sure that we're still alive, you know, that we're still here. Because to scroll is to be, you know, so dystopian, all good. But alas, so for those of you who haven't been here before, we're going to scroll the timeline together. That's a we. So, you know, hop in the chat, say G Scroll, say what's up. Tell me to stop on a tweet. Tell me to read a tweet, you know, sounding like Optimus Prime or Morgan Freeman, whatever is your desire. I'm here to serve, you know. But alas, let's jump into it. So we've got Cash from Jupiter, because that's how we pronounce our J's now here. Jupiter. It says prediction markets are now native on Jupiter Mobile. Stop using your browser. Stop switching tabs or apps. You know what I have to say about that? I don't want to download another app. I don't want to do it. I've got enough. I have too many apps. Already pissed that I had to download Grok to use it on my phone. Already pissed about that. So telling me that prediction markets are now native on Jupiter Mobile, pissed. Don't care. Tell me when prediction markets on Jupiter Mobile are native on Twitter. Tell me when you've done that. Okay? Sorry, just a little bit sauced up. I'm just like, yeah, I just don't want any more apps, bro. I simply don't want any more apps. Like, bring me to China, give me the super apps, give me the WeChat, put it all in one place. You know, I'm just a little fired up. But alas, we continue. Maybe I should be on Farcaster. All right, introducing goal mode and Kimmy work. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Kimmy K 2.7. Okay, let's see what AZ Flynn has to say, because AZ Flynn, go to dev. Still blows my mind that of all the possible platforms to build their app on, they chose Discord. This is the power of building on top of existing apps with strong user bases, instant distribution, plus, of course, the Discord bot tech is just insanely powerful. That is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Stop trying to capture me in your app universe. Okay? I don't care if you need to report your KPIs to your boss. Say we got so many DAUs on our fucking app. Stop. Now, that being said, Midjourney on Discord, terrible. Hated it. Never used it because it was terrible. So there's something to be said for that. But yeah. But so the antithesis here is use the network effects of existing platforms. Midjourney obviously succeeded. I wasn't one of the users. Okay. I'm just saying. Did I maybe need to try harder? Probably. And Frey says G scroll. G scroll to you, good sir. Speaking of Midjourney, yeah, they announced a medical scanner. I said yesterday they were going to announce a camera. I was mostly wrong. All the way wrong? No, it was an imaging device. Dude, and we've got Reed in the chat saying G scroll to Frey. Be like Reed, make friends in the comments. So this is insane, by the way. So Midjourney was like, yo, we do AI, but now we do medical imaging with some crazy tech. Now, what's even crazier, though, is I saw in one of the comments, classic Twitter comment, someone was like, hey, the Navy already did it. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then they linked the source. And sure enough, they did. In like the fucking 50s, the Navy tried this out. They tried it out. So granted, we're reapproaching with new technology, but it's still insane. Now, I did see another take that I thought was really interesting, that someone said that now with AI being expertise on demand, a company is simply a collection of people and money. And I was like, bro, that hits. That's interesting. And what's crazy is like, maybe because of this kind of Cambrian explosion, no, I'm just kidding, but maybe because this kind of like mental model shift of we all know that AI brings expertise on tap. When Midjourney announced this with some amount of conviction, most people were like, okay, you've got a company that has built a successful product. You probably have money. And this seems like a valid idea. All right, cool. Go for it. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen any takes where it's like, I can't believe that an AI company is built. No, like that's the point that this person was making is all birds moving to fucking data centers, this and the other. Like, yeah, so you can just go off, kings. Follow your what this phrase says basis for people and money. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Make it on base for traders. But now what this my initial reaction though, before I kind of was swayed by the internet, was like this felt like a Howard Hughes-esque, like company makes a bunch of money, they're successful, and then their CEO goes nuts. Like, and then just like, I'm gonna pursue this one weird idea I've always had, which hey, maybe go off. That's why I commented on the initial post. I said AI psychosis is a real bitch, huh? All right, so we've got okay, I mean, caption, a little misleading, all good. But Lucanet's basically is saying here in this clip that they have somehow figured out a vehicle to get crypto coins onto the New York Stock Exchange. My guess would be like they had this like ETF, like Pengu ETF thing a while ago, which I think is essentially, it's not like a DAT, maybe it's a DAT-ish thing, but I'm guessing they can just funnel whatever coins into that thing or some vehicle for that. Now, he said that they spent a lot of time, money researching it, so maybe it's more complex than that. But that would be my guess. But people are excited about it because they think that the abstract airdrop is going to go in the New York Stock Exchange. So, hey, go off, Kings. I just started farming the abstract airdrop, so put it on the stock exchange. Put it on NYSE. It's like, oh, let's go. No way. This is incredible. Leon got his start as a jump rope influencer. Fuck yeah. Become your best possible self. Have fun doing so. Yes. I love that. I love that so much. Dude, I've got some old school videos up on the Dude Lifts YouTube channel. Man. Now, was I ahead of my time? Maybe. Was I recording podcasts using a 3D avatar of my doodle in the year of our Lord 2021, 2022, before anyone else is doing that shit? Yes. So do with that what you will. Do with that what you will. Oh, we're excited to partner with Collector Crypt to bring exclusive Pokemon packs to our fellow monkeys. A huge shout out to Collector Crypt for the packs. Ooh, no, this is cool. I do like. I love a few things. Hyperliquid builder codes and what Collector Crypt is doing. I think Fitchel is doing something similar. The ability to like launch custom apps. Like this is what we hoped would happen on top of blockchains and then on top of meme coins. Like people were always like, oh, people are going to build these apps and network effects. I mean, it happened with NFTs, except the only people that really ultimately survived long term was like OpenSea, maybe some others, Gandhi. There is other brands, but like that is the idea, is that these networks grow and then people can build apps and value on top of them. That's the whole fucking idea of these permissionless networks. It's happening again with TCGs, which is awesome. I think like Slabs, which is an app by Cousin Eddie, is built on top of Collector Crypt, which I didn't even clock at first. I was like, wait, how's this? How does this work? And it's like, yeah, if you can build a different front end or a new experience, like that is like the hope and dream of cryptocurrency. So like, fuck yeah. But what I also will say is that I went into the convenience store down the street from my house and they just started selling Pokemon cards. And I'm going to the fucking store this weekend. I'm cashing out. I'm selling all my Pokemon. It's like, it's frothy with a capital F. So, yeah, I mean, obviously not financial advice, whatever. It's fucking Pokemon cards, but I already sold my probably most valuable Pokemon card. Yeah, Frey says Monkey is still the best solo NFT community, survived the NFT winter. Yeah, dude, honestly, that's true. Shout out to my buddy here in Arizona, 90cc, my boy, you know who you are. He's always repping the Saga Monkeys. Like, dude, I will give massive credit to just the Solana ecosystem and like the Solana NFT ecosystem more broadly. Dude, they show up. I was at Accelerate Miami. They show up. The Saga Monkeys are there. They're doing the deal. Like, so yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to them. New media 1 year in. Does that make it old media? Oh, this is interesting. Shiv says some of the most productive people I know look lazy half the time. That's because the real outcome doesn't come in a steady line like you think it does. It comes in waves. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people talk about a lot of like entrepreneurs talk about hiring for spikiness, and that's a real thing. That's a real thing. I think people can be spiky, organizations can be spiky. So yeah, that's a real thing. Let's keep going, dude. Let's give a little refresh. Let's get some freshy tweets on the timeline. We've been cruising. World Cup things. Oh, sick. See, this is that shit that I was talking about. I tweeted about this yesterday. Cashbot, dude, not sponsored, any shit like that. But I've met with the team. They seem pretty cool. But I'm like, yeah, I see a tweet, right? And then boom, look, I can interact with the prediction market. There you go. I can click in. Awesome. And that's not even the full social features. Like people can actually create markets by tagging the bot. So I'm like, yeah. Once again, don't want a new app. Meet me where I'm at. Thanks, Cashbot. Pump Fun Trenches. I will retire before this game drops. Dude, I saw something this morning that was like someone talking about how like, GTA 6 will be this huge wealth creation event. And it just got me thinking about how like, I think there's a movie, Ready Player One, where like there's a new version of the game coming out. I think it's the one I'm thinking about. Like the whole world is like waiting on this new version of the game. And I was like, wait, I think we're kind of there. Like we're like the barbell of being like chronically online and totally unplugged is like that's happening right now. Like IRL is king because people are tired of being like super tapped in or whatever. And so I'm like GTA 6, I think is like going to be a moment for that where it's like people will lose themselves to this game, right? They will be like fully plugged in the matrix and then they'll be chronically online. And then there's like AI, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be weird. It's going to be a good time. GLM 5.2 can now be run locally. Okay, 2-bit quant Oh, they got it down to 238 gigabytes. I mean, wow. That's fucking soft. I mean, okay, so this is a kind of a big deal. So they said run a 256 gig Mac. That's kind of a big deal because like you can buy a 256 gig Mac like on the second hand, right? 512, forget about it. That's fucking like Valhalla. But to be able to say like you can run this Frontier model, the 2 bit font, it's a little bit stiff, but it's pretty accurate. On a 256 Mac, like one Mac, there was a time not that long ago where I was trying to crunch the numbers. I got like Kimi K2.6. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to run this thing on fucking 512 gigabyte Mac Studios. At retail, that was like 50 grand, 40, 50 grand. Second, and market doesn't matter. So this as like a benchmark, like run this on a 256 Mac. Phrases Raspberry Pi level. Yeah, like dude, run this shit on Raspberry Pi, bro. Yeah, this I'm a huge fan of LM Studio. I know this is on Sloth, and I saw now LM Studio was demoing at WWDC a 4 Mac cluster running Kimi K2.6. So basically, it's like what I just said. Whatever. But I think it was quantized. So that's cool. Let's keep going here. Let me know. Let me know. Dude, just turned into brain rot. Vibes Bourbon Pengu is now officially live worldwide. Vibes Bourbon and Pengu. Is that a thing? I mean, I know it's a thing, but like, does that mean? I don't know what that means. Sorry, I was like, is that available online in stores? What's going on? We're gonna click in, and there's no details. You fucking bastards! You got me. You got me. It's okay. It's okay. Oh wait, I have these. I think I have these NFTs. I should go check that out. Or maybe I don't. Oh yes, Omega ETH release a limited edition jersey. Sick. I mean, it's tasteful. What am I gonna say? What can I say? Here we got Luca talking about the NY New York Stock Exchange again. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, this is really funny. There's nothing can be done about this. The market's the market. You know what I mean? But it's like people want to give context and like tag the ticker. And if it's just red, that sucks. It's like bullish caption, ticker, bad chart. You're like fuck. Like there's nothing can be done. And that's just free market capitalism, baby. All right, let's see. Whale here. It's so difficult to pronounce. Whale. Everything in crypto eventually becomes saturated, making it very difficult to stand out. There are hundreds of perpdexes, hundreds of meme coin launchpads, hundreds of crypto cards, et cetera, et cetera. Once people find a product they usually like to, I didn't want to click in, but we're here. Once they find a product they like, usually the next or big established one, it's extremely hard to convince them to switch to yours, unless you're offering something genuinely new and highly valuable that competitors can't easily copy, or incentives. But once they run out, usually returns to the products they were using before. Interesting. Okay. Yes. So CK here wrote creativity is the moat. I agree with that. That's cool. Whale's tweet just kind of was like, time is a flat circle. We got Dunked Cookie here saying perhaps the secret to life is simply finding your own version of feeding ducks. Dude, Dunked Cookie out here with the wisdom and with the Captain Mellow. Things we love to see. All right. If my X profile was a watch, it would be a Rolex Submariner. You can now download your free watch scorecard, which scans your profile and tells you what type of watch collector. Okay, I am fascinated. I'm actually really interested in what this is. And I'm guessing it's going to be wrong. Just straight up. Like, there is no way that it says like vintage Rolex or like JLC. There's just no universe where that actually happens. So I'll probably do this right after this. And so you guys could go check the timeline. If it says like JLC Reverso, I'll cut off my thumb. Let me come back to this. All right, let's see here. Prediction markets are coming to Canada. For the first time, millions of Canadians will be able to trade what's next through Wealthsimple. Okay. Let me cook here. Let me cook. So the charts in trading in Canada that is available on Twitter, it's not available in the US yet, but it will be available in the US, is powered by Wealthsimple. So will you be able to trade call sheet prediction markets on Twitter via Wealthsimple in Canada? ICO Beast, go off. Let me know. Let me know. If your digital collectibles don't give you access to real world experiences, you're doing it wrong. Glenn talks about having a physical clubhouse locker in Miami just for holding an access. I mean, yeah, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Bored Ape Yacht Club. I thought he was going to mention something about Flyfish Club, but Bored Ape Yacht Club. All right, here we go. Always respected Garrett take. So let's check in. Midjourney is one of the coolest companies in the world. Here's what their aim is with the new Midjourney scanner. Less than a dozen of these systems operating at full speed can do more full body scans than every MRI machine together on Earth. Our goal is a fleet of 50,000. Yeah. Now, I guess my question is with this, and specifically because it's coming from a tech company, California, whatever, like, does this at first appear in like wellness circles and wellness spas, like for elective diagnostics, or do we think it makes its way into hospitals? That's a real question. Because I imagine there's kind of loops of like FDA clearance to order like to have these be available as a scan and be like usable in hospital, but you can roll this shit out in a cryotherapy clinic. Bada bing, bada boom. And like in healthcare is being decentralized through that kind of stuff. So I'd be very curious how this ends up. Now, from a business perspective, I know we already talked about this, but like medical technology, if you can get it adopted, you can charge bazooka bucks. So pivoting to healthcare right before the baby boomers age into like being the greatest healthcare burden and cost in the history of mankind. Honestly, 40 chess. Project X next week. I swear to God. If they launch Pokemon packs. No, just kidding. All right, Drew Austin says the iPhone batter has become unusable. It's a disaster. It's 9:30 a.m. at the parade, and I'm down to 40%. At the finals, it died as the game ended. It's not right. Need to fix. I mean, yeah, depends on which iPhone you have, I guess. All right, let's see. In case you missed it, Solana Foundation recently launched a Publix Perps program offering grants and support for competitive teams building fully on-chain perpetuals, including front ends for existing protocols. Oh, dude, let me fucking fire up a front end with Claude. Let's go. I'm a Solana builder now. I just identify as a Solana builder. All right. The thesis for someone acquiring Snap, fixing 4 things and making billions. The whole company trades at 7.8. They did 5.9 in revenue. They have 2.9 in cash. They just turned free. Just say specs, bro. It's just specs. That's the thesis. If you think it hits, buy it. Buy it. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. All right, let's go here. All right, got a couple minutes left. A stripped down collaborative markdown file editor plus Git integration for enterprise feels like an opportunity. I built this while at Microsoft and still think it should be the future. My God. Incredible technology. All right. Here's my cosplay. He's back. The captain of GMs. He's back. Dude, this guy was a staple of my early experience in crypto Twitter. His Doodle Pickle rendition still may be one of the best he's ever done. Maybe one of the best he's ever done. Absolute king. Absolute king. I can't say, I don't know though if he started using AI. Yeah, I mean, you can see his hair poking through this thing, or Photoshop. Back in the day, it was all al dente. It was all authentic, you know? So, all right, let's see here. My favorite thing all World Cup has been seeing the Scots in Boston. Such a vibe. The videos coming out of that are epic. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, this is great. This is the lizard guy from Pixar, but as a popkin. I love it. I love it. All right. Bo says, if you're in crypto, you need to know that Igloo Inc. are missionaries, not mercenaries. When we build first of its kind instruments, we do it to push the whole space forward. We're We're not trying to PvP. We're trying to bring crypto to the world. Join us. Dude, that's legit and real. Dude, this actually reminds me of the view from our Airbnb that my wife stayed at a while ago. It was phenomenal. Incredible. Nothing better. Nothing better than this view, TBH. And dude, time is an actual flat circle because we made our way all the way back to Jupiter mobile prediction markets, which we don't give a fuck about. Right? I'm glad we're here. It is 9 a.m. You guys understand the vibes. We get that meeting, we get our jump. But it's been a pleasure scrolling with you today and understanding what the hell's going on here. I feel like I have a better understanding of myself in the world we live in as a result. Hope you feel the same. All right. Until next time, I'll see you on the timeline.